Yo guys, Theo here on Common Sense. I woke up at 4 this morning for some reason, so a little earlier than usual, but yeah, one cold shower later and I'm here to record some videos for you guys. So today we're going to be talking about JOMO, the joy of missing out. So the joy one experiences as they turn down that piece of cake or that beer and chooses to leave the party early. So this is something I thought about recently when we recently celebrated Midsummer here in Sweden. As any holiday in Sweden and probably a big chunk of the Western world, the point is to get wasted, or like it's an excuse to get wasted. And on Midsummer you can start getting wasted earlier in the day, and it's okay. And so a problem we have in the modern society is that people are dopamine junkies. And look, dopamine, the thing about dopamine is it's kind of misunderstood. It's great. I love dopamine. I'm an extremely dopamine driven person. But the thing is, dopamine is supposed to be there to incite effort, you know. Your dopamine is supposed to come as the reward after doing something that will be good for you. So it feels good because the action that you took before that might not always feel great, you know, was good for you. Then it feels good and it's the reward. But of course in the modern society we have all these dopamine shortcuts when we don't really have to do anything to experience this huge reward. And this, a lot of people are to some degree addicted to this, and very often it's extremely central to the way they live their life, you know. Like a lot of people, when they think about going on a diet and losing weight, you know, they think of the fear of missing out, you know. But the other people get to eat the junk, you know. This person, they eat the junk and they're not as fat as me, you know. Or the other people don't have to waste their time in the gym. Why do I have to sweat and bleed? Oh, blah, 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 you know. And it goes on. So many, you know, it's one thing I've thought about, you know, like if you hosted a party and invited people and you don't say anything and they show up and there's no alcohol, how many people would be feeling like, what the fuck are we even doing here, you know? And it's terrible. It's not supposed to be this way. And it's just occurred to me that you can really change this though, because it's not supposed to be like this again. It's like, when you think it's so important to get to eat the junk food, experience that taste in your mouth, or just feel buzzed from the alcohol, you know, you've kind of lost what it's all about, you know. Because let's just transition. I don't have a smooth transition to this, but so on Midsummer there, you know, we go out to the island where my family has a house, where I did a dry fast back in the day for you OGs watching. And this holiday, it starts earlier, you know. It starts around lunch, and the lunch is the best part for me about the Midsummer, you know. Like with the Swedish holidays, the food part is great often. It's the alcohol and being up all fucking night that's not great. But so the food, you know, it's basically salmon, herring, potatoes, a bunch of stuff around that, you know. It's great. So I see it as a time, it's great, you know. It's time to relax around people that I know and talk and have a good time and eat this great food, you know. And I had a schnapps with that. Tastes great with a herring. But then I'm done with the alcohol. We spend some more time doing just summer stuff, you know. You go down to the, what is it called, the meadow, like just a grass field where people dance and stuff, and yeah, we stick around. So when I've been there for quite a bit and had a good time, I'm ready to leave when some, you know, with the parents, with the little kids leave, kind of. And people are kind of surprised, like, oh, you're leaving already? Do you have anything to do tomorrow or anything? It's like, yes, I have feeling great to do tomorrow, you know, because this is the thing. So many times in these situations, you know, people think, they really think, you know, oh, he's obsessed with it. This is not, I'm not afraid of how people view me or anything, but I figure when I talk to people about this, like, you know, I must have something to do tomorrow, like that I have to get up very early for, right? Because otherwise I never leave or not drink, right? It can't just be that, no, I actually feel very good from that. The cat is back now. Yeah, he's a little strange, this one. Like, he comes close to me, but he's a little afraid to go very near. But he made me lose one second. But like, yeah, it must be that. It must be that I have something to get to tomorrow. It can't just be that I don't enjoy putting this poison in my body that will make me feel good now in the moment, but just break me down and make me feel like shit physically and mentally afterwards. And the same thing with being out late. It can't just be that I enjoy getting high quality sleep and feeling good, And I actually, because I used to be the kind of opposite person, I really was that opposite person. I was chasing these moments, like it's a time to get drunk, try to find a girl, get laid, and all this shit, I was on this whole, the wrong kind of dopamine train. So the contrast from this, when I know how many times I'll say this because a lot of people want to defend this kind of shit. Look, I'm first of all not the guy that says you can't ever drink anything, you can't ever stay up later than usual. It's just that a lot of people that want to be about, you gotta live a little, you gotta do that. You can't just do the training stuff. You gotta treat yourself sometimes. It's like the person that says that is never the one that that's taking good care of their health. They're the person that might consider following their colleague to the gym once per week or something. It's never the person that makes a big deal out of you having to treat yourself. Is never the person who actually does the good shit and sometimes treats themselves. So yeah, I am. It's not that my message here is anyone who ever chooses to drink alcohol or stay up a little late is wrong about that. That's a perfectly fine thing to do. I might myself choose to do it less than that kind of person, but you have to be honest about what it is still, right? But so when you are on this dopamine train, that that's what that's your source of joy. You're a weekend warrior, basically. You're looking forward to this chance to get wasted and try to hook up with a girl or whatever you do, But so what I want to get at is earlier, even when you do it too much, but as a kid, a teen or young adult, you might actually, experience some fun from all of this, because, you drink, you're young, you fuck some girl, and it doesn't affect you as much physically the next day. You aren't all wasted. But then as you get older, you can kind of be stuck in this loop that this is what you do, this is your source of meaning, validation, fun, to just get wasted, try to get laid. It must not be only this thing, but it's when I'm thinking of myself, But yeah, so for so long, I was still stuck in that kind of loop that, I don't want to miss. It's the weekend. I've had this boring week of, working or whatever I do, I need to get something. That it's the weekend. And so you chase the dragon like this. And yeah, it might be okay in the moment sometimes, but after a while, the return on investment just isn't there, You drank a bunch, you didn't find the girl, you didn't really have a good time. You wake up the next day and you're completely wrecked, and not even that day, just that day, the day after too. So the contrast for me is when I am on my way home from Midsummer there at like 8 in the evening, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna feel so great tomorrow. I barely drank anything. I'm gonna get a good night's sleep. Oh, I'll go to the gym in the morning. It'll be a good time, I'm actually enjoying that, and it's not something I make up to, like, look, I've come up with a smart flip side how you can get the drug dopamine hit without taking the drugs or drinking the alcohol or partying. No, it's literally the way I feel. I genuinely go there. I am, what's the word, what's the fucking word, I guess the word would be I'm going there enjoying it. Njuta in Swedish. Jag njuter av det. I'm enjoying so much that I'm not doing all that shit anymore. It's like such a relief. So what this really comes down to is, can you stay away from instant gratification and enjoy delayed gratification instead? That's a problem these days with the fucked up dopamine loop. You want to take the free dopamine so you feel good right now. And then you feel shitty afterward, and immediately afterwards, like with alcohol, or eventually, from just getting fatter and unhealthier from the shit you put into your body, And when it's supposed to be delayed gratification, the way it's supposed to work with dopamine is that you do something like physical effort, that might be tough in the moment, but when the job is done, if we pretend you have some fucking heavy boxes to move, it's like, don't want to do this shit, but then you do, and you get a sweat on, and then fuck, it's all done. I'm all done, and yeah, I feel good. That's the way it's supposed to be with dopamine, the delayed gratification like that. So, yeah, I guess I just go on a little rant, just don't think about the fucking things you miss out on. I miss out on destroying my body for getting a nice taste in my mouth for a little while. I miss out on getting wasted and hooking up with some random girl. So, yeah, again, I can destroy my body and brain for that matter, and soul. We're talking about the mindless hookup culture, It's not, is it worth it? Is it really worth it? I'm asking. You have to understand that it's like, I'll end on this note, like another fitness girl I know that, a lot of fitness people, they might do slightly better choices with what they eat, but they are still big time food addicts. And this girl in particular, she eats the candy. She loves the candy. She's like, yeah, I feel like it's her, that's how she frames it, that I don't think life would be worth living without candy, and I'm like, okay, it's like, but you feel that way now, but do you acknowledge that if you could just feel the way you do about your life without the candy, that would be better, right? And it's kind of hard to argue with. So see, all these things that you feel like you're missing out on, you know, it's a temporary feeling. You're gonna feel that way because it's what you're used to. When you're used to taking these kinds of dopamine hits, and all of a sudden you don't. Yeah, something is missing. You have to lower your baseline for this dopamine. So that will happen gradually. I guess I just want to motivate you in the sense that, sometimes going off these things will suck to begin with, but I'm trying to tell you the truth of the thing here, what you need to know behind all this. And at a point, you'll enjoy, like, I'm so fucking happy that I don't feel like drinking. I'm so happy that I don't feel like binging on the junk, I'm so happy that I do better choices now so I get my hit tomorrow or later on. Yeah, guys, I just love to miss out on being up late and being drunk. Okay. We'll end the video here. Please like and please leave a comment. What did you think? You also love leaving the party early. Please let me know and comment anyway. All comments and likes help support the channel, helps more people find it. So it's very much appreciated. Please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, mental health, uncommon sense takes on, well, stuff like this video. Okay guys, I'll see you later. Peace.